Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I will be showing you another video. And in this video, it just makes me excited because this is one of my hobby and I hope that this will interest you too. This video is about thrift flip or upcycling thrifted clothes or my old clothes that I am not wearing anymore or I got them for so long or it's just because they're too small and it doesn't fit me anymore, so I decided to make a new life out of it. Just to let you know guys that I am no professional, my skills are very basic and most of the skills that I have, I learned them from watching YouTube videos. So if I made mistakes, please bear with me. I am just an amateur. Anyway, I love sewing a lot and I have been doing small alterations for family and friends, and I do upcycle my old clothes since I got my trusted sewing machine 4 years ago. Hold on, let me just show you my sewing machine. Here you go. It is heavy, but yeah. The first bikini set that I will be showing you, I got my inspiration on Instagram from an influencer named Rian Mayer. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but check her out. She's very funny and I love her so much. In here you can see her wearing a bikini set from a brand called Bayou the Label, and they got really nice bikini set, but I specifically love this leopard bikini set, so that is what I am going to do. So let's start. Here's a top that I have thrifted recently. The fabric is stretchy but too thin, but I fixed that and you'll see how I did it later. First, I measured the top piece with the measurement of my bust. It was 5 inches by 7 inches. I could have stuck with that, but it wasn't the size I am looking for. Here's my face realizing it was too small, so I added an inch each side. When cutting, make sure to give about a centimeter allowance. And that's about the size I am looking for. Next, lay your triangle piece on top of an old bikini you have. Only do this if your fabric is thin like mine, if not you can skip this step. I pinned the sides because when I was cutting it up, there was 2 layers of fabric. Using pins will be your best friend when doing sewing projects, believe me. We can sew the sides later after doing the straps. For the bottom piece, I used this one-piece bikini as my pattern because I like the way how the bottom bit was structured, and I just traced it all throughout and cut. Also trace the crotch or the gusset. Now the front part, same thing, trace the corners as well. Again, make sure to put allowance before cutting, so in case you make mistakes you still have enough fabric. With this part, I did the same like the triangle pieces, pin the cutout pattern and lay it on top of an old bikini. I know I use too much clothes, but I would rather use my old clothes than buying new one, am I right? Do the same thing with the front part and the crotch. Next step, let's make the strap. I cut about an inch wide to make strips. I probably made like 8 to 10 strips, doesn't have to be the same length. Lay each strips good side facing each other, then straight stitch the ends. After connecting all the strips, you'll have like this. Cut the extra fabric so it'll be easier to pull the inside out later. Now fold the strips half, then do a straight stitch making about 1 centimeter wide. Careful not to sew too narrow or else it will be harder to pull it out. I use safety pin to help me turn the inside out. Keep pulling till you get to the end. Then you'll have straps like this. Cut a 40cm strap for the triangle piece. I am doing a seamless bikini, so before sewing the two fabric together, put the strap inside first. Now sew both sides, only leaving the bottom side open so we can turn it over. And do the same thing with the other triangle. When done, sew the bottom side to close it, then fold it, making a hole for the strap to go through. Make sure it is not too small or else the strap won't go in. Use a safety pin to put the strap in. And when done, the bra will look like this. Moving on with the bikini bottom, only sew two lines, so basically just the groin sides. If you remember, we have other two pieces, the front and the crotch, so you have to do the same thing, stitch the groin sides as well. To sew the gusset to the front piece, you have to turn the inside out first, then attach them together, then sew all the way the edges using a zigzag stitch. And when finished, it will look like this. And do the same thing with the back piece. For the top edges that are still open, just sew it close using a straight stitch, then fold it to make a hole for the strap to go through, and you're done. And here's the before and after.
Candidate number 5.
For the next bikini set that I will be making, I got my inspiration from Pinterest. Here's the photo. Anyway, go check my Pinterest out as well. Actually, before doing this project, I went to YouTube to watch videos on roughly how to make bikinis, and I stumbled upon a YouTuber named Jamina Cruz, and on her video she was making the same top that I wanted to do. Honestly, after watching her, it makes this next project easier to make, so thanks to her. She's Filipina, y'all, check her out. And yeah, let's start. Next bikini set, I used this dress my mom got me a year ago. The size is not my size, the size is too small, so it is quite tight. First, I decided to keep the top part of this dress, so I detached it from the rest. I didn't measure it, just did a straight cut. I detached the rest by using seam ripper, but that was a mistake because after doing that, I thought it would be best keeping the sides attached because it will help, because it is tight already on my waistline. No. But anyway, no. Why? I can always sew it back as well. And also I recommend you that when you are sewing, to detach the fabrics so you can measure it to fit you better and to set your right size. After sewing it back, measure the tube or the rectangle for the bikini top. My measurement is always 5 inches by 17 inches, but because the fabric is flexible, I cut the length about 3 inches, so now it is 14 inches including the allowance. Set that aside. Next, the bikini bottom. Like what I did with the leopard bikini bottom, I used this one piece as my pattern, but this time I traced the panty line till the hip side, and this time omitting the gusset because I don't want it to be too high. Trace the back piece as well. It has to be the same level as the front piece. After cutting, sew the crotch with a clean stitch and then do a zigzag stitch, and after that, hem all the raw edges except the waistline. You can put whatever pattern you want for the front, but for me I choose a V shape because I don't have a bikini like this. So I started by cutting the middle, then cut the excess fabric, leaving us 1 cm width of allowance. Then at the back, cut about 3 inches, or depends on how low or high you like it. Then hem the raw edges of the waistline, then you'll have it like this. With the bikini top, you can do a seamless bra using 2 fabrics, or you can just use one, whichever you choose will do. But I choose to have 2 fabrics facing each other because later I will put a foam from my old bikini, the khaki one that I used a while ago, if you remember. Then sew all the edges, leaving a small hole to be able to turn the inside out. Finally, I end up sewing the edges so it is not seamless anymore because I want the bottom and the top to match. So here I am making a hole for the straps to go through on both sides. To make the straps, I did the same way like the leopard straps. Put the strap using a safety pin. I decided to put a ruche in the middle to have a little bit of shape using a garter. And I just tied one end of the strap to the other one like this. And that's it for the bra. Now with the top part of the dress that I cut a while ago, I didn't do much with it. I just made it shorter by hemming the bottom bit. And that's all for the second bikini set. So here's the before and after. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching this video. If you did like it, click that like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do click the subscribe button as well. And if you want to see more videos like this, upcycle or thrift flip, you can comment down below. You can tell me what kind of clothes or top you want to see next. Anyway, this top that I am wearing, I DIY this top, but I forgot to film it. But if you want me to show you how to do this top, you just let me know and I can film a video of doing this. You can see the back, it is like this, and the top is like that as well. So yeah, I will see you guys on my next video. Adios!